Welcome to Nassau Community College Forum. This program explores our rich educational environment, including our dedicated faculty, administration, student clubs, and more than 70 fields of study, along with the students who make this college the largest single-campus community college in the state and is the first choice for one of every 4 college-bound high school graduates in Nassau County.
Hello. Once again, I am Kevin Boston Hill, and welcome to Nassau Community College Forum, where each week we will shine the spotlight on a different department, club, or area here at Nassau Community College. Today, we will explore the athletics department. Our guest today is the Assistant Athletic Director and Head Men's Basketball Coach, AJ Winder. Welcome to NCC Forum on 90.3 WHPC.
Thanks for having me.
Oh, no, it's my pleasure. My pleasure. I've been trying to get you guys in here for some time now, so I'm glad we were able to hook up finally.
Most definitely.
So, but before we get into the nitty-gritty about the athletics department and everything that it takes care of here on campus, let's talk a little bit about you. Introduce yourself to the community. I'm sure they probably already know you as the head basketball coach, but how did your journey lead you here to NCC?
My name is AJ Winder. I've been here at the college, at Nassau Community College, since 1997.
Okay.
So I've been here 22 years. I started out, I've been always been in the athletic department, assistant athletic director, and the head men's basketball coach. My journey, I guess, would start, as far as getting the position. I played 4 years of college basketball at Fairfield University, located in Fairfield, Connecticut. After graduating in 1987, I started my journey to be a professional athlete, at the playing at the highest level in basketball. So that journey took me, various places in the United States, playing in the Continental Basketball Association, known as the CBA, which is now like the NBDL or the GBL, the Developmental League of the NBA. Also played overseas. I played in France, played in Australia, Belgium, and got my start in coaching in the CBA as a player assistant coach.
Okay.
And I was able to build, my resume as far as the coaching side of it in the CBA. And I guess most notably, I had the opportunity of playing in the NBA 90-91, played for the Boston Celtics, and also got to represent the United States in the Pan American Games.
Oh, nice.
And won a silver medal for the United States.
Oh, congrats. Wow.
So that kind of helped me build my resume, and I met one of the former VPs here at Nassau Community College while attending my daughter's track meet. She attended Freeport High School, and they had the Martin Luther King indoor track meet here at the Fieldhouse, and met the vice president of student affairs, or just one of the vice presidents. And one thing led to another. Conversation began in regards to the possibility of coaching here at Nassau Community College. And I was at that point in my career where it was a transition. Right. And everything, worked out.
As they say, the rest is history.
The rest is history, most definitely.
Nice. Wow. That's all, you just all over the world in the NBA stint. Wow. We got some good stock here coaching our teams.
I would like to think so.
So let me ask you this then. What are some of the sports, other than basketball, obviously, but what are some of the other sports that NCC offers its students?
Oh, we offer 24 men and women athletic teams. Okay. That, and that's including dance, cheerleading, and, we have the fall, the winter, and the spring. The fall constitutes the cross country, football, soccer, men and women, tennis, women's, volleyball. In the winter, you have men's basketball, women's basketball. We have indoor track, wrestling. Spring, we have baseball, golf, lacrosse, men's tennis, outdoor track, men's and women's, and softball. So we offer a different array of sports here, and we are fortunate to be nationally recognized in a lot of our athletic teams.
Nice. Now, I know that we all know that the NCAA rules or governs over 4-year schools.
Yes.
So what is the governing body for junior colleges?
We noted as NJCAA, and that's National Junior College Athletic Association. And they're the governing body, and they are their headquarters is out of Charlotte, North Carolina now.
Okay, and do they have similar rules to what the NCAA would have, or
different bylaws? But try to, and that's one of my duties here at Nassau is to be in line with compliance in regards to the athletic teams and the athletes being eligible to play. So for us, you have to be a full-time student. You have to be enrolled in 12 credits or more, and that can constitute being enrolled in remedial classes, a combination of remedial classes and credited classes, as long as it adds up to 12 or more credits, credit hours. You have to maintain a 2.0 GPA or higher to participate, and you're only allowed to participate 2 years here at the junior college level. And then if you're fortunate enough, you have an opportunity to move on to a 4-year university.
Yeah, I was going to ask you that at one point. What is the length of eligibility a student would have? Because in a 4-year school, they can redshirt, so they get a 5th year of eligibility, or they can play as a grad student and all that kind of thing. So what's the cutoff for junior college?
I mean, basically, I would say you're only allowed to play 2 full seasons, but you can basically spend 6 semesters here at Nassau Community College, but you can only play two. Now, a lot of times I get those questions from the student athletes that come in and they want to know about the eligibility, because we get a lot of students that have transferred from 4-year schools. And for Division I, I know your clock starts from the time that you graduate from high school. So if you graduate to 2018, you have till 2023 to complete at a Division I. Division II and Division III, it's a total of 10 full-time semesters, but it's not. It doesn't have to be
not consecutively.
Yeah, it can be broken up and come back, but a lot of times,
So what kind of division does junior college fall into, or do they have their own divisional makeup?
See, at the junior college level, at one time when I was, in high school, junior college was just junior college. There was no divisional breakup. No divisional structure. It was all
just college. Lumped into just one.
So Nassau could compete against a team from Texas. That was now that's a Division I. Nassau compete against a team in Texas, and no matter what, they could be a scholarship JUCO, where Nassau, where Nassau, and it happens now where we compete against scholarships versus non-scholarship situation. But to get back to the question that you asked, is that junior college is broken up into 3 divisions. You have Division I, Division II, and Division III. And how they clarify Division I, II, and III is Division I is allowed to give out full scholarships.
Got it.
That's from soup to nuts. That's tuition, books, housing, food, board, whatever it is. And Division II, I think they are able to supply tuition, but no board. They can't give you room and board and food and all that stuff. And then Division III is nothing. You just come to school with the love of getting an education
Congratulations,
and participation.
You're here, right?
Yes.
Okay. You're listening to Nassau Community College Forum on the voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC. My name is Kevin Boston Hill, and our guest today is the Assistant Athletic Director, AJ Winder from the Athletics Department. So let's talk a little bit more about that, the different divisional structure, as well as who can give out scholarships and not. Where does NCC fall? Which division do they fall into?
We're broken up into 2 divisions, and some sports they're Division I. Where I say Division I, that's lacrosse, football. And then the rest of the sports we are classified as Division III, and that means we can't give out scholarships. But even though football and lacrosse are classified as Division I, we as an institution, administratively, we don't give out athletic scholarships. Now, are they permitted to give maybe a partial scholarship or give monies to young men to help them with their, young ladies with their, really lacrosse and football, so it's young men to help them with their education or housing. That can be done, but that's done through the foundation and fundraising.
Gotcha. So that was going to be my next question. So with those restrictions in place, as far as scholarship restrictions, how do you recruit?
You sell them on. You sell them. I mean, personally, I've been doing it for 22 years. I sell them on the opportunity to get a quality education.
Got it.
Nassau is one of the top junior colleges in the country, and one of the largest in the state of New York. So I sell them on that. The fact that we are nationally recognized, that you can come here, and this can be a springboard for you to go to the next level. A lot of our athletes, former athletes, have gone on to prominence. I mean, most notable recently is Russell Douglas, played for the Philadelphia Eagles last year in the Super Bowl. We have Ian Thomas, former football player as well, plays tight end for the Carolina Panthers. You have Chris Weidman, who everybody knows through UFC. Right. Andre Harrison, UFC. They wrestled here at Nassau Community College. And there's probably other people I can name, but we have. You have the opportunity here to enhance yourself both academically and athletically, and put yourself in a better position than you were before you got here.
Okay. And aside from because I'm sure you actively recruit, you go into the high schools and get people from there, but is there a percentage of, or what percentage of the teams are from walk-ons?
Basically, everybody's considered a walk-on. I can't, because I don't give out scholarships. Everybody's considered a walk-on. But as you said, we do go out and actively recruit. Me personally, I actively recruit either through the high schools, the AAU programs, people that know me from, relationships that I have. So you get those young men here, and sometimes they're from out of state. So when those situations occur, you have to hopefully, not set them up, but hopefully, I guess, direct them in the right path as far as housing and stuff like that. Because I've had, former teammates or high school teammates that have sent their sons here to play for me, and they were from out of state, but it worked out. They got a good education, graduated, and moved on. So, it's tough. It's challenging to sometimes recruit under those circumstances. But if you show the passion and love for what you do, I think people will come and be a part of it. And, that's how I think my success has come, because I've showed them passion and love and been successful with it. And let them know that, my experiences, my life experience can help them possibly do something. I'm not gonna guarantee them the NBA. I'm not gonna guarantee them a scholarship. But I think that my experiences in life and my life's journeys can help them become better men, better athletes.
Okay, good, nice. Now, earlier you kind of read off the entire list of the different sports and teams that are available here for both men and women. So is there a strict balance in those sports, in those teams, or is it as close as you can possibly get, or how do you derive the balance in between men's and women's teams?
I mean, we there's a Title IX that you may be aware of, but Title IX says that for every men's sport, you have to have a counter with the women's sports. So we try to line up as much as possible. You got baseball, you got softball, football. That's the trade-off. It's tougher, but you have lacrosse. You got men's and women's lacrosse. We even started women's wrestling. We I think are the first junior college program to start women's wrestling, and we started that last season. And so the ladies, it's tough because it's not an intercollegiate, so much an intercollegiate sport or junior college sport yet. So they compete a lot against 4-year schools. But hopefully, we started something that will continue on and will be picked up by other programs. But we try to keep that balance. Gotcha. We allow, like with dance team cheerleading, we allow the men to come out and be a part of it. So, there's no gender barrier there. Right.
Gotcha. Great. You are listening to Nassau Community College Forum. I'm your host, Kevin Boston Hill, and my guest today is the Assistant Athletic Director, A.J. Winder from the Athletics Department. We'll be right back after this very important message on the voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC.
Those serving in our military, they're the difference makers. separated from family, enduring hardships far from home, sacrificing for their country while serving in a different country. Well, for those of us who support our armed forces through the USO, we get to make a difference too. Through the USO, we get to be the force that delivers the phone call between spouse and deployed service member. The force that brings newborn and new parent together through a delivery room video chat. And the force that makes sure our military serving 7,000 miles away gets to watch the big game from a USO center. We get to be the force behind the forces, connecting them to every comfort of family, home, and country possible. It's a good feeling to make a difference. Visit uso.org/force to learn how you can be the force behind the forces.
We now return to Nassau Community College Forum.
Welcome back to Nassau Community College Forum on the voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC. I'm your host, Kevin Boston Hill, and our guest today is from the Athletics Department, the Assistant Athletic Director, AJ Winder. So let me ask you this. Who are some of NCC's rivals, chief rivals, whether locally or even nationally?
I'd have to say number one, Suffolk Community College.
Mm-hmm.
You know, being on the island, we're the only two junior colleges on Long Island, so that comes to mind right away.
Okay.
Nationally, I think like in lacrosse, Onondaga has been a nemesis for us. In wrestling, you have Gloucester Community College in Jersey. Football, you know, it's not so much one rival, but there's been a lot of teams. You know, Georgia Military's been a team,
okay.
Lackawanna, because we're not in a conference. We used to be in a conference, but Lackawanna, Monroe, Erie Community College.
Okay.
So it just depends on the sport,
right?
In regards to if there's a rival, but for the most part, it's Suffolk Community College. When those two teams play, it's a lot. It's war.
I'm sure. So, what kind of support does the community have for when those games actually take place? Do you get a lot of people in the stands, or how does that work out?
I think when you do have those rivalry games, whether it's in basketball or the other sports, you get a lot of people from the community as well as the families of the participants come out. I think that's one of the areas. I'm glad you asked that question. Is that I think the support factor could be so much greater in regards to the community. And I'm talking about the college community.
Right.
Whether it be faculty and staff, whether it be administration, whether it be the student body. And that was one of the things that surprised me when I first got the job here. I went to a football game, and our football team is nationally recognized as one of the top teams in the country. And I went to a game, and there wasn't a lot of people in the seats. I expected to see the fanfare, and that wasn't there. And right away I said, oh, man, I'll have my job cut out for me in basketball. But you learn quickly that you have to be motivated personally, and you can't worry about who's in the stands and things like that. But it's always easier to perform and go out and play with a lot of energy and effort when you know there's people that are watching you and there to support you. So I think that could be better here at the college and junior college in general, especially here in the Northeast.
Yeah, because I know, especially here in the Northeast, it's not really in New York itself is not really a football town. As far as collegiate football goes, I think you have to go all the way up to Syracuse to really get the big support.
Yes.
But what are some of the things that you have done or you're thinking about doing to drum up some more of that support that you're looking for from the campus itself?
I mean, student government body has tried to do pep rallies and things on. I think maybe we can do a better job of maybe doing some community relations events to basically let people know, who's part of your thing. Because it's, can you identify with the product? Can you identify with the individuals that are participating? And although, when I go to high school games, there's a lot of sport, Baldwin, Freeport, Uniondale, and we get those athletes, Westbury, so forth, the neighboring high schools. We get those athletes, but once they come here to junior college, they don't. So I just think we as a whole have to do a better job, meaning as an athletic program, as coaches, to kind of let the community know that this is what we have. Here's the product that we have. We have your star athlete from high school, and now they're here at Nassau Community College. Come out and support. But it's not always that way, and because we're a commuter school, it's students from the student body. It's they go to class and then they go home. Yep. And that's it. And so it's tough, but like I said, you're not doing it for the crowd. You got to do it for self-motivation and the love and the passion that you have for that particular sport.
So with that in mind, are there any or what kinds of activities do the athletes across the gamut take part in around campus to kind of let people get that personal connection to them?
Besides, if they have a set up pep rally, not really much. That's something that, we need to think about doing and trying to involve the college campus community and trying to find a way to intermingle the students. And besides just hanging out in the quad, yelling at the girls and stuff like that, but, in a way, I guess, an organized way to be able to drum up some interest in coming to the games, whether it's giveaways or special nights or special days, whatever it is. We've tried to do homecomings for football. I know lacrosse does a lot of stuff in the community, but sometimes it's just the nature of junior college sports.
Gotcha. You're listening to Nassau Community College Forum on the voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC. My name is Kevin Boston Hill, and our guest today is the Assistant Athletic Director and Head Men's Basketball Coach, A.J. Winder. So let me ask you this then. Then talking about the publicity, are there any games that are televised or broadcast on the radio, or how can we tune in to hear those games?
I'm not going to say all of our games, but a majority of the games. Since Kerry McTurnan has taken over and DJ Bevavino, who's our sports information director, he's been doing a great job in regards to live streaming our games. Oh, okay. Our website is nassaulions.com. We're also on social media with the Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. But he at home games, he tries to live stream those games. Okay. Obviously, it's no announcing, but the games are being played. Our football games, men's basketball, women's basketball, lacrosse games. Okay. Even some of the baseball games have been live streamed, and our soccer and all that stuff. So if there's interest out there and people want to watch the games from afar, then they can watch the live stream on nassaulions.com.
Okay, great. Now, with that in mind, have you thought about maybe, or has there been any thought about reaching out to some of the communications departments to have people come in and be the voice of the basketball games, to do the play-by-play or something like that, so that along with that live streaming?
Personally, I have not. Okay. But as I said off air, that WHPC used to stream our games, and they were live, and I never got a chance to listen to them, obviously, because I was participating.
You're a little busy.
Yeah. But I've always heard that they did a great job. Okay. So that's something that maybe we can revisit in regards to, and like you said, reach out to communications department and see if there are students that want to be the next Boston Hill.
Thank you for that.
on air, and I had a young man. His name was Anthony Miller, who used to be a part of the staff here at a student staff here at HBC, and he did a great job. We developed, and Josh Casper and guys like that over the years that I've been here. So, it's what happens is if it, those individuals leave, then you got to have the next individual come on and take it over. So those wasn't permanent individuals; they were students here. Yeah. So, but no, that's a great suggestion. And with a lot of the questions that you've asked, as I think about it, because I've never just worried about the crowds and how I'm so.
You're into the X's and O's.
And doing and trying to motivate the young men to be the best they can, on and off the court. I never thought about the, external parts of it. But those are great things. But it would be nice to have people in the seats. It would be nice to have followers, on the air or watching. Of
course. I mean, especially you mentioned that you have most of these athletes are coming from the local high schools where I'm sure during basketball season, gyms are packed, like standing room only. Yes, then they come here and it's like, okay,
pick your seat.
There are more people on the bench than there are in the stands, right? Yes. But you talked a little bit about let's talk a little bit about the supports, because you said you focus a lot on just molding these young men and women to become not just athletes but good people. So what kind of supports are available for the athletes on the teams, like if they're struggling in class or anything like that?
I mean, we try to work with all the math lab, the reading lab, the writing lab. We also encourage study halls. Our coaches have study halls for the players, but we encourage that they also communicate with the professors. It's something to any relationship starts with good communication.
Yes.
So it's tough to spend 16 weeks in the classroom and then at the end, you don't even know the professor's name. Yeah. It's tough. So we also instilled in them that they, get to know the professor. Go to class, number one, because no one is walking them to class. So that's part of the issue, is making sure that they go to class. But as far as support staff, myself as well as other staff members in the program are there for them. The AD has an open door policy where they come and speak with her. I have an open door policy. They come and talk to me, and I'm not just talking about basketball players. Right. I'm talking about all the sports, just in general, just to talk. But we also recommend that they go out, talk to professors, let them know when you have an issue. Then they direct you to the proper places and the reading, the writing, the math labs and things like that, and take advantage of those.
Nice. Are there any other responsibilities for the athletic department aside from the intercollegiate sports? Is there anything else that maybe like intramurals that you oversee? Are there anything else?
My intramural director would be remorse if I didn't mention her. Susan Mitchell is the director of intramural sports.
Okay.
She does a tremendous job, and I try to work with her and her students to carry on the program. She does anywhere from flag football in the fall to basketball 2-on-2, 3-on-3. She does well-being programs for even staff members.
Okay.
So that's an outlet that also the students can do. If they can't participate at the collegiate level, then they can get involved with the intramural sports.
Excellent. So what would be one piece of advice that you would give somebody or anyone seeking to take part in athletics at Nassau Community College?
I think it's a viable option, because if you have to come to junior college, I believe it's a viable option where you can come and enhance yourself, number one, academically, be that student that you need to become to be able to go to the next level. Because a lot of the students that we get, the reason they come is because of academic issues.
Right.
And then also take advantage of the opportunity, because a lot of times at that 4-year level, as a freshman and a sophomore, you may not play as much.
Right.
Where here, you have the opportunity. So take advantage of the opportunity to play, to enhance your skill set and get better. So that way, if you have that aspiration, you have that opportunity to move on to a 4-year school, you're ready.
Excellent. So we'd like to thank our guest, Assistant Athletic Director A.J. Winder of the Athletics Department, and also our head men's basketball coach, for such a very enlightening conversation today. Thank you very much.
I appreciate it. Thank you for having me.
My name is Kevin Boston Hill, and thank you all for listening to Nassau Community College Forum, right here on the voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC.